Welcome back to another Discovery Bay Comics production. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. How you doing, everybody? I'm JB, and welcome to another edition of Nerd News Today with Disco Bay, streaming live right here on YouTube Monday through Friday and released via podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts. Check the link tree in the description below. Now, before we really get started, I am not going to forget today. I want to shout out a couple of people. First off, my coffee mug sponsor. That's right. There is a link in the description below. Go check out Mama J and Spectre. They've got a great channel over there, sharing lots of pops and doing contests and such. And now I'm going to take that awkward sip of coffee. Good stuff. And today my t-shirt is... Bam. Spine Ticks. I want to shout out Spine Ticks. There's a link in the description below. We've got Sith Lordy, Azorda's Tiger, and the group out there for sending me this t-shirt. And if you want to get a shout out on the show, go ahead and send me a t-shirt or a coffee mug. There is an address in the description below. Now, let's get started with this show. What do we got lined up for you today? We're going to kick this show off with nerd news. I've got 6 topics right here. Why am I so dark? It's so dark over here. I've got 6 topics lined up. I've got a 3-minute timer, and I've got a guest host today. We've got none other than Perry Comics. So you definitely want to stick around for that. Now, after Nerd News, we're going to hit you up with the Instagram tag of the day, and there is still time to be part of that by going and tagging me on Instagram. And then I'm going back to my roots. That's right. The YouTube TV guide for both the comic book and Funko Pop community is back with the daily lineup. So we're going to review the live stream playlist that I've got on my homepage. And if you're not familiar with it, go ahead and check it out. It's on YouTube. There is a live stream playlist. We're going to go over that later. And then we're going to close out this show with the chat. We're going to hang out with the chat for a little while. We're going to take some questions. We're going to highlight some comments and hang out with the people that are hanging out with us live right now on YouTube, which reminds me, if you haven't already, please do consider hitting that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you don't miss my next video. All right, now let's get started by saying, if you missed my top 10 yesterday, what's up? I'm going to add a link right over there as soon as YouTube lets me, and you can check that out. It's only about 2.5 minutes long. And you know what? I may even give you that preview with sound, because it didn't work yesterday, today. And then I want to shout out the members of the channel who tuned in yesterday for the sorting show, the Comic Book Keeper Sell sorting show, which is a members only show. And they got the sneak peek of everything that's going to be going for sale today at noon. That's right. Today at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on YouTube, we're going to be having a 1-hour auction claim sale with one of the coolest little setups you've ever seen on YouTube. I got the OBS in full effect. And then Wednesday, if you didn't know it, we're going to do that comic book market report. I'm picking 3 books off my $20,000 investment. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to pick a winner. I'm going to pick one that's flat. I'm going to pick a loser, but we're going to take a look at them in 4 different platforms, right? We're going to look at Go Collect. We're going to look at cover price. We're going to look at GPA analysis, and then a new one to you guys, probably Market Movers, as I'm going to manipulate that card platform to show you what's going on in the comic book world. And then Friday, do not miss Friday night, 9 p.m. Pacific, Disco After Dark, regardless of condition. I promise. So let's get to today's show with Nerd News first. You guys ready for Nerd News? All right, so this is my Nerd News layout, but you know what we're going to do here? We're actually going to change this for my guest. And if you're not familiar with today's guest, I can't wait to bring him on. I got an old intro, so we might as well play it.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Perry Comics, how in the hell are you? Thanks for joining me this fine morning on the show as we are going to break down some topics today. How you been, Perry?
I'm doing fantastic. Now that you're back in the YouTube world, the YouTube community shall shine again. This is great. Go.
It's time to highlight some channels, and I'm doing a little bit different. people said, hey, you got a great voice. You should be doing radio or something. I said, you know what? Maybe you're right. So I did download yesterday's episode podcast format, and we uploaded it. That thing is on Spotify and Google Podcast right now. There's a link in the description below. And you know what? It does sound pretty good. It sounds pretty good. But I do have to keep in mind that if you're just listening, I have to be more descriptive. I have to say who your guest is every so often. I'm here with Perry Comics, and I didn't do that. So anyway, let's get started. What do you think of the concept that we got here? Yes, I'm clearly borrowing from a show. We don't need to name that show, but we got 6 topics and we got a 3-minute clock. And how do you think yesterday's went?
I think it was fantastic. It was probably the best Monday I had in a long time. It was a great way to start the day. So definitely keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah. I may have to adjust the time a little bit because I missed some of my Bueller. I watch Bueller on Monday mornings, Bueller and Bob, and that's part of my morning routine. So I got to figure out a way to piggyback into the end of Bueller and Bob so I don't miss Bueller and Bob. And maybe we can get a couple of those fans to come on, slide on over. I'm going to hit the chat in just a second, but I do see that there it is. Disco. Oh yeah. Shout out to my man, Jack B, who says it's been a while and welcome back. Matter of fact, I just noticed if you're not following Jack B on Instagram, you should go check out Jack B because he does a charity mystery box, but of some of the choicest Silver and Bronze Age books. He really focuses in that era, and that is my sweet spot for collecting. So go check out Jack B over on Instagram. I'm not sure if Jack still... No, he does. Yeah, well, you can look him up on Instagram. All right, so let's get started with the show. I got some graphics pulled. I did catch, guess what, Perry, guess what? I don't know how to edit nearly as well as you do because I did catch a copyright yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I caught a copyright on the DC trailer that I was showing, even though there was no sound. And I guess it didn't have anything really to do with the sound. They were able to pick up the visual, the whole image of it strung together. So I did a little something different today because I am still going to play the Flash trailer and the Eternals, but I cut them up different. So I spent a little bit extra time on those. So all right, so let's get started with today's show. I'm going to change this branding again. Perry, I'm going to need you to kind of, I don't know if you can tilt your camera a little bit. When you see this graphic come up, you're going to need to slide over there a little bit. Yeah, just kind of, there you go. Get cozy, Perry. Get cozy. All right, you're cozy. All right. So, this is our rundown list. In the first topic we have for today, and I got to make sure I get this right over here. I'm going to turn on my overlay here. See, I'll work all this stuff out here, the kinks, but we are going to get the countdown timer on right here, and we are going to talk about Marvel Studios delays, and I want to start with telling you what the delays are. So
are they scared of Batman?
Is that yeah, right?
I don't know. Right. The Batman trailer came out and Marvel's like, whoa, we need to push this back.
And let me show you this graphic we've got up here. I'm going to list them all. So Marvel Studios announced some delays, starting with Doctor Strange 2, which was originally scheduled for March 25th, has been pushed back to May 5th.
Wow.
Thor: Love and Thunder from May 6th to July 8th. So that's maybe 4th of July weekend kind of thing, which knocks out the Black Panther 2 from the July 8th slot and pushes them to November, where the Marvels was occupying that spot. And now Marvels is being pushed into 2023 February into the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania spot, which is now pushed to July. So now the Ant-Man Quantumania is now the 4th of July movie for Marvel. And then we've got some untitled stuff. Let's take that down and get into the topic ones and talk about it. Tell me, I like what you said. Are they a little nervous? Was DC fandom?
The timing
to DC
the timing
fandom?
Of it.
The timing seems so poor.
Yeah.
Of these titles, are you interested in any of these things coming out? Are you shocked that there's delays? with COVID still lingering the way it has?
Not really shocked of delays. I was kind of expecting it. I mean, everything got pushed back, so why wouldn't these get pushed back too? But yeah, no, I'm super excited for almost everything. I don't even know what the Marvels is. I think that's the first time I just seen that.
Well, I think the Marvels is going to have Captain Marvel, and then we've got Monica Rambeau,
Oh wow!
and
Oh, so it's
and
like a
then you
sequel to.
and then you've got Miss Marvel. I mean, what's her name? Kamala Khan. So we're going to see how the three of those are going to link together. With regards to like delays, I think we're used to it. I don't think this is the first time any of these have been delayed, and I don't think this will be the last time these titles will be delayed. I think that with the current state of what's going on in the country, they're still kind of trying to find the sweet spots of when to release a movie. Because there's a summer blockbuster, and then there's the winter blockbuster, and that seems to be the time frame. They're talking July, and they're talking November. These are the two windows for their biggest films, and it looks like they kind of move some stuff around to make sure that they hit those windows.
Yep.
So Marvel Studios delays first topic. Now let's get to the one, man. Oh my goodness. This one is, this thing almost broke the internet. This Flash, whoa, that's not what I want. I don't want to leave that one. I want to turn the topic one off. Let's get you back in here, Perry. This is a work in progress, me fumbling around with all these things. Flash, yes. And then Perry, yes. So I want to talk about oh no, I'm on Marvel Studios. Bam. Flash. There we go. Okay, we got all the graphics up. I want to get your opinion on first the event. What did you think of the event in general? And then talk about what did you think of Flash?
I thought it was really cool how like it was just on like YouTube live stream the whole entire event, and then just like trailers just started dropping left and right. I'm like, all right, this is kind of cool. They brought back the cast from Smallville 20 years later. Like I was digging a lot of the stuff they were doing. And then the Flash trailer came out, and I didn't do a reaction to this because I watched it on my own, but it kind of blew my mind, like the possibilities they could be doing with this. But I don't really know, like, is this part of the Snyderverse?
I don't know. I think it is because one of the characters is from the Snyderverse, that version of Flash, but we also see a longer hair version of Flash that I think is from the Batman 1989 movie era. I've gone over this trailer numerous times, and I want more. I want more. This is so good. I was not a huge Flash fan, but now I am. I think that he can be anywhere he wants. The fact that this was narrated, that gave me chills right off the bat, having that narration by Batman. And the last question is, well, are you in? I thought it was cool, man.
Yeah, it seems cool. And it looked like at the end, that was the Batmobile?
Yeah, right? That would have been the Batmobile. And look at now that's also the new Supergirl off to his right shoulder there. Did you see her? That was the new Supergirl. We had two Flashes in that scene there,
Wow.
Clearly in the 1989 Batcave, and God, the possibilities, man. I really think it's like Marvel was telling basically telling DC to hold my beer when Snyderverse said, "Hey, man, look at what we got all these alternate versions of what's going on," and Marvel's like, "You have no idea. We can alternate version." And now DC's coming back. Well, guess what, man? We got a guy who can go to any version of reality also, and his name is the Flash. And we're going to talk about why things happen the way they did based on that point. Now we know that the main villain for Flash is Yellow Flash. Do you think that maybe this will be an origin story for him?
Maybe I'm just kind of curious to see is this going to lead anywhere? Like, are we just going to get this movie and then it's done with that whole Snyderverse type of films? Because we have a new Batman, we have a new Joker. Like, what direction are they going with their DC properties? It feels a little confusing.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it all.
I'm down for it all.
It's not one even though Marvel is the one cohesive storyline that interweaves through all properties, and is it canon or not? And DC's not like that. I don't care. I don't care, man. I just give me one story that's good. It doesn't need to connect to everything else as far as I'm concerned. All right. So next topic up, you put me onto this one. I didn't even know about this. So now I'm really excited to talk about it. Looks like, let me give me this graphic off here. It looks like our man Chip Zdarsky is coming on, and he's going to start writing Batman for a 10-issue series. It's not the full thing, but a 10-issue series. See if I can go solo. Yeah, tell me your thoughts and why you're excited about this one.
Chip Zdarsky. I believe he's doing that Daredevil book that a couple people like. He's a fantastic writer. The fact that he's going on one of my favorite characters, and yes, I understand there's way too many Batman books at DC, but if you have a good Batman book, it's only 10 issues. There's not a lot to get invested in. I mean, why wouldn't you want this? I mean, it seems like they're going to touch on like a hyper realistic Batman and touch in on how he actually becomes Batman, and like his emotions, the way he's processing the grief of his parents, why he does the things he does. And I'm interested to see what Zdarsky's take is going to be on this. I think he's going to do a fantastic job. 10 issues. It should be a quick little read, especially in trade if you don't want to pick up the single issues. I'm all in.
I am too. I like Zdarsky. I'm a big fan. Oh, yeah. I actually had some prepared notes. I don't know where the hell they went now. I did. Where'd it go? Open. Will I find them? No, I'm not going to find my notes now. But this is a 10-issue miniseries. I'm a huge fan of Zdarsky. The artwork looks fantastic. They were saying this is... Everybody's told the story, the origin story of Batman. They're not telling us the origin story of Batman, but they are telling us kind of how did this guy go from a kid to the hardened detective, the Batman that we know when he's an adult. So this is does he meet anybody? Does he ever fall in love? How does he deal with those types of things? I see him fighting here. It's something else that we talk about Batman in it, and it was in the Flash scene too. We never talk about how beat up Batman gets. That's one of the things I like about Batman. He's got bruises. He can get hurt. He is just a man. What made him as hard as he is? That's what this story is supposed to tell us, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get the... I couldn't get the graphics that I wanted, and I had a good read, too. I messed that up.
It kind of looks like he's in a prison.
A little bit, right? During that fight scene? Whoa. That's not what I wanted. See? They're goofing around. Someone's like, oh, it's cool when you goof around with the overlays. I'm like, no, it's not. It's fumbling around. It looks retarded. Okay, so let's get to the next topic, which is my new comic book day for Wednesday. I want to ask what your top 3 picks are. I've got some graphics set up, and you blew me away again because yesterday, I asked John for his top 3 picks, and one of his top 3 picks I didn't even have, Son of Kal-El. I'm like, man, I need to get on this story now. I know that there are some other things going that are hot with that story, and now it's probably going to be a tough book to get. But then I ask you for your top 3, and 2 of the 3 I'm not on. So I'm really interested to hear, your take on that. But did I fix my issue with I think I fixed my issue, so I want to test this. So I have the watch is not going to work. But yesterday I tried to preview my top 10 and it didn't work, right? And it was an OBS setting. So I just want to try it again. We'll try it again.
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear it?
That's a negative.
No, still no volume. All right, I don't forget it. Forget
it. You do a great job of narrating.
I narrated it yesterday. Forget it. I'm not done. I'm done with it. Done with it. So now now it goes the other way. Now you're gonna get the love over here, and we're gonna talk about your picks. Slide over so we can see your face.
Oh, this is also one of your picks too.
This is one of my picks. Yeah, we'll come back this way. So Harry's pick number 3, also one of my pick 7, I believe. But issue number 1 Eric Larson on art, Eric Larson on story. Tell me why you're excited for this one coming up Wednesday.
The name attached to it. I don't know anything about Ant, and this is like a volume 3. So there's 2 previous volumes that I know nothing about. So I don't know. It has a big premiere issue on it. It's all new, all exciting.
You see that sticker, big premiere issue, you get excited, right?
I like the covers that get you. That's old school, right? Like the covers get you excited.
70s, 80s. You're like, premiere issue.
It's all exciting.
I'm looking back at what some of the other games they play. They'd say, first story. Well, it's issue 12, but it's the first story arc. And now I'm looking at the first story. I think I got an issue 1. I'm like, wait a minute, that's issue number 12. What the hell is that? Yeah, that's how they played that. So no, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Also, Image Comics. So you're looking indie. You're an indie. Looks like you're an indie reader. This next one, I can't. I want you to explain the synopsis on this one. You guys ready? At number 2, Perry's coming strong with Veronica Revenge.
Yeah, issue number 1. All right, so a few people know that I'm a Lobo fan, right? Okay. Simon Bisley does the artwork, and Simon Bisley is doing this cover art and the interior art. So I'm like, all right, one of my favorite artists that has some of the craziest artwork period is doing a new book. So I'm like, all right, let me pick this up and see what it's all about. I like following artists and writers. No matter if they're going indie, if they're working for DC or Marvel, I like to just follow their body of work wherever they go. And hey, Bisley's name on it, I'm picking it up.
Bisley, I need to get on it. I was reading the synopsis on it, and I'm like, this sounds very interesting. And it's got erotica in the title, so Perry was all in. Comments, John's Comics with Kids. So that was another thing I'm all excited about, being able to highlight comments, and I've gone 25 minutes before I highlighted a comment. So I'm sorry, chat. I'm going to get the hang of this. Aggressively is here. I want to thank everybody in the live chat. I got 24 people who are in the live chat fine morning, listening to both Perry and I just talk about some topics that, that's it. We'll get to that subject later. Is it really nerd or is it geek? Because somebody handed me a chart, and based on the chart, I'm more geek than a nerd. I don't know. Well, that's another discussion for another day. But let's get to Perry's number 1 pick. And I could see this was for you, definitely. Yeah. But Perry's number 1 pick. What do we got?
Usagi Yojimbo, Dragon Below Conspiracy. Now, what's cool about this is a reprint from like the 90s. But the problem with this is I've only been able to read these digitally. So some of the quality hasn't been so good. So the fact that IDW picked up this with Stan Sakai, they're putting like some nice color behind it. The pages are great. I'm like, all right, they're not really changing the story. I feel like they changed a couple bubbles up here and there, but the majority of the story is exactly the same. I mean, they're not like marketing it as a reprint, but it's 100% a reprint. Yeah, 100%.
Perry's giving you the lowdown. When did you're like, man,
I was like 3 issues in. I'm like, I read this story. Yeah.
Like you made it through the first one and you're like, okay, that's cool. Wait a minute. That really has a familiar feel to it. And then you're the second one in, you're like, now it's really familiar.
They have a couple of these. Reprint. Yeah. They're reprinting almost, there's like 2 or 3 Usagi books, except for the main title. The main title's new. Everything else is just a reprint.
Oh, thank you so much, Dana1. Dana1 in the chat is dropping links to Perry Comics. If you're not already subscribed to Perry, make sure you do hit him up. I've also got a link in the description below. Folks, if you're listening on podcast, this is JB from Discovery Bay Comics with our daily show. Nerd News today with Disco Bay. I'm hanging out with Perry from Perry Comics, and we are going on to the next subject. Oh, man, look at that. Look at that. The graphic was wrong. Oh, man. This is yesterday's lineup on the rundown. I am so distraught. Unbelievable. Let's get to the next one on the list. What's the next topic on our list, Perry? I can't, because now I'm looking at the wrong list. Next topic on the list is Eternals.
Eternals assemble.
Eternals assemble. All right.
Why'd they say
so
that?
Marvel Eternals is the big boy. This is the big movie. Why do I say it's the big movie? Let me start the clock, because I'll end up going way over. Why do I think Eternals is the big movie? Let me explain to you. Look at this budget on the stars that they've got. When you got an Angelina Jolie in your movie, this lineup is ridiculous, and this director is phenomenal. They've had an exorbitant amount of time to fine-tune this in post-production, and this is the big movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the fourth quarter. This is the big one. Perry, what do you think?
I feel like this is gonna go both ways. It could be really good and really cool, or it's gonna be like a major flop.
Okay. What was the last? Oh no, let me preface. Do you think Carnage was a flop?
I haven't had a chance to see it.
Okay,
but everybody hated the first one, and I loved it. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love the second Carnage movie or the Venom 2. But I don't know. Eternal seems a little.
What was the last Marvel movie that was a flop?
Oh man. I want to say Thor: The Dark Brotherhood. It's pretty bad.
Dark.
What's it called?
I think that was not even the name, Barry. It's not even the name, so it must have been really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was Thor 2, is what you say was the last bad Marvel movie.
It's like it's hard to compare the Eternals to like an independent Marvel movie because you're bringing in an entire cast off the bat that nobody knows anything about. The comics are straight up garbage. Nobody cares for them. So I don't even understand why they're like, this seems like an overly ambitious movie. Look at the cast, look at the money they're putting behind it. And I feel like nobody's hyped for it. They released this trailer with Eternals Assemble. That was ridiculous. I'm like, why are they using, like, it's like they want to spoon feed their audience. Like, hey guys, remember, this is Marvel. It just, I don't know.
Bingo. Captain Marvel, I agree with you. Mark the Cuddy Sark here. And we got an international audience in the chat, man. If you're not watching us live, you got to come swing through YouTube and check out this show live. Get in the live chat and interact with us. So Mark Cuddy Sark says Captain Marvel was a flop. I do agree with him. Airspider 23 says they've already pre-sold this thing through the roof. Oh man, that gives me chills. That's good feels right there. Mark the Cuddy Sark with the comment again. I think it's going to be hot garbage doo-doo water. Man, that's a shout out. That gave me chills right there. If you don't know, you need to know. The Dark Brotherhood is not a movie, by the way.
It's a better name than the original name.
I think this is going to be the hit of all hits. You're going to be blown
I hope so.
away. They're banking on this one. This has got too much star power in it. Too much money invested into this one. Flash Ray Video says, I think Eternals may be good, but it's going to be the hardest to market completely unknown characters. Shang-Chi probably more successful. Dude, what are you talking about? Guardians of the Galaxy was a bunch of unknown characters, and that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Poppin' Sun says the Dark Brotherhood sounds like an 80s hair metal band, Perry.
That's a great name, right?
Shout out to K Titus listening in Japan. I appreciate you. So there's another continent. We've got Japan. We got Mark. This is good stuff. Where's my UK? I think there's some UK representatives out there. We'll hit up the chat later. All right. Next up, I am going to cut it early because I started the clock late. The next one I've got is, we'll turn that off. We will stop that one. We will index this over. Penguin Random House shipping issues, and what does that mean for us, Perry? Penguin Random House.
They're just throwing Marvel books in boxes and shipping them.
Holy, wait till you see the photos I'm going to share. And I know the people that are listening on the podcast, you're not going to get the same effect, but I'm going to I'll read some comments, from the chat, but these photos blow my mind how bad that they are shipping. Let's talk about this. Okay, we're again with the no countdown. Good Lord, I got to figure that out. Okay, first of all, I've got this one. Power Pack Nation posted, Diamonds had their shipping problems, but never anything like this. We got one box with filled with basically kindling. One box that we'd never find acceptable from Diamond or Lunar, but in this case are reluctantly considering good enough just to have some product. And according to the website, there's a third box of some pretty major books like Immortal Hulk number 50 and all the Star Wars, plus some other stuff. And they haven't even bothered to ship it yet. This is just a disaster. Let me show you some of these photos, folks. Look, just split side boxes stacked on each other. That
There's your
C7 box. You know who did a great video on this? I got to give my man his props. Go check out Billy over at Economics and Comics. He did a couple of videos where he broke down the different boxes that they're using. The shipping's gotten better. Yes. So, everyone just crushing them on social media has definitely made a difference. What do you think of the practice of them putting in the little, this is the person who packed it, so you can complain and get them fired note?
I don't know. That seems nuts. You have a company that your business is to ship these books, right? I don't understand. How do you mess this up? This doesn't seem like a complicated. You're shipping comics. Just wrap them up and throw them in a box. It's not that complex. I mean, Diamond doesn't look so bad right now, huh?
Right? I mean, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
When everybody was a Diamond can't ship, Diamond can't ship. Now, Penguin Random House's initial responses, I'm not quoting verbatim, but they were like, dude, this is a magazine. That's acceptable damage. And in our world, no, that is not acceptable. But in their world, nobody's collecting, all these other goofy magazines that they're distributing, which I don't even know whether you buy magazines anymore. I mean, come on. But this is not acceptable in the comic book world. I mean, Now let's think about this period, because I'm not saying conspiracy theory, but I'm always a conspiracy theorist. We're going to have a window of 3 to 4 weeks where the census of 9/8 on key books that came out in that window is going to be real low. It's going to be real low because there's not as many 9/8 floating around in any of those key books. Now, what are the keys that came out in the last 3 or 4 weeks? I don't know, but I know that there were books like Hulk 50 that was going to get slabbed out of its mind. And now they're like, oh man, I can't send this in. So, those may be books to search. If you get a high grade one, if you were lucky enough to get one that wasn't banged to hell.
Looks like my dog chewed on those books. It's horrible.
Disco. Go ahead. Let's highlight this comment for you, and I'll read it to the people listening to us on podcasts on Spotify, Anchor, and Google Podcasts. There's a link in the description below. LBD Prophecy says, I don't ship comics, and I can do better than that. Thanks for the super chat, LBD. I appreciate you. Welcome to the stream, my man. Second Stream Marvel. Anyone else have? He says, I believe they've sorted it out. Mark Cuddy Stark says he believes they've sorted it out. And based on the last video that I saw over at Billy at Economics and Comics, I do believe they have maybe sorted it out. It's going to cost them a lot more to ship this product than they originally banked on. But that's the business you got yourself into. So if your cost structure was based on your C7 box, redo. It ain't gonna fly. Oh, we've got another super chat from my man Gamma Ray. Gamma Ray is gonna be highlighted in today's Instagram tag of the day, hopefully. So you want to go make sure you stick around for that segment. So Penguin Random House, hopefully they straighten this stuff out. Yeah. And wait,
they put their own employees on blast. Like they took pictures of their own employees. That's insane.
Well, they give you the opportunity to complain about the specific employee. And what do you think that? Oh man, I would have a hard time. I'd feel like it cost this guy his job. He's following some sort of instructions. Thank you, Gamma. Yeah, right, with the super chat. These guys they're doing what they're told. It's not like they pick the box themselves. I'm assuming that someone explained that to him. Anyway, Terry Vaughn says, hey, JB, welcome back, bro. I've seen a lot of damages collectors had on various YouTube channels, right? It's out there. This is a big topic, and that's kind of why we wanted to talk about it. Let me turn this thing off. Topic 6. Index over. Come back to Perry in here. Get Perry up in here. Whoa. oh man, see, I gotta remember when I bring Perry back in, I gotta come back to the lineup thing. I think we're gonna go to this side by side so we can go small, so I can fit in here. And that was the Nerd News segment for today. Perry Comics, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate you. Tell me what you got coming on your channel for anybody that's listening or watching us.
I'm trying to put out a horror movie a day, and I've been so far successful this month. Which I'm gonna have one out today, From Beyond, which is just fantastic with the practical effects. But real quick, if you guys go to your comic book shops, refrigerator full of heads is freaking awesome. It is wild. The artwork is insane. It is a fun ride.
That is fantastic. And we've got a new channel member, Jack B. Thank you so much. I've actually got a little video here. Where is it at? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yes, welcome new YouTube channel member Jack B. If you're interested in becoming a member of the channel here on YouTube, it is one tier and one tier only for $1. That's right, $1 will get you that membership here, and that will give you some access to some exclusive items like that preview that we had yesterday. If you want to know what's going to be sold on, hey, I got to get Perry off. Perry's like, dude, get me off here. What are you doing? If you want to know what we're going to be selling on a weekly basis, the easiest way is to become a member so you can watch that preview show. Also, one more little caveat. I'm going to throw this one out there. If you want to claim those books, another buck on the Patreon. Ooh, right? It actually had some claims yesterday, which was kind of cool, man. It actually worked. All right. Well, that's it for Perry. We're going to go ahead and let Perry go as we get to the next segment of the show, folks, which is
John.
The Instagram tag of the day. I blew that with all the overlays. It did not work nearly as well. I was supposed to turn that off. All right, so this is the Instagram tag of the day, folks. Where's that guy at? Right there. And this is where we're going to head on over to the Instagrams and see what's going on. If you're not following me on Instagram, we got 3,213 followers. There's a link on the Linktree link in the description below. So go ahead and check that out, and let's go see if we got tagged in anything since yesterday. And we have. Oh yes. We're gonna no Chili's. We ended on Chili's yesterday, right? Did I end on Chili's yesterday? No, I need to end on Chili's today. So we're gonna go back a little bit farther, which would have been here. Okay, what have we got? My first one, we've got Mark Spector. Man, I love Mark Spector. He's a good guy. Mark Spector Comics, Mayhem Comics, and Games A-OK from Carlito Classico. Another great member of the community. Nice tag. Let me get a like on that one. What else have we got tagged on in the Instagrams? Oh, my man. Tier 23 showing off his amazing Spider-Man 300. Very nice. Oh, look at that. It looks like somebody traced the Spider-Man out. Oh, I've had that happen to me. I bet you I wonder if they can get that out. See that? It looks like someone traced the Spider-Man. I bet you a good presser will get that out. I hope. All right. I know a good presser, as a matter of fact. He's coming up. Next up, Yesy Lou Comics and Pops. If you didn't see this video yesterday, I love cosplay videos to music. You know you do too. So go check out this video from Yesy Lou Comics and Pops, one of the original OGs. Okay, next up. Oh man, Terry coming with some more fire. What's this? Can you guys hear it? I don't know if you can hear it. I don't think you'll be able to hear it. But what do we got? Strange Tales. Ooh, that is super clean. Look at that. We're talking 12 center. Wow, that is a nice looking 12 center. That's the first appearance of what's her name? Valentina, right? No, isn't that what's on here? Contessa Valentina. All right, what else we got? Next up in the Instagram tag of the day, Comic Man Andy is showing off this book. So this turned out amazing, right? Basically, he got everybody he met at the con to sign a Turok 1 as a souvenir. That's cool. I'm digging that. I'm gonna have to do that the next con. I don't know if it's gonna be Turok, but I normally take the program if they have a program. We're gonna come back to Chili's because that's how we're gonna end this session. But hey, if you aren't using or you haven't tried Gamma Ray Comics, Gamma's my presser. I've used a lot of guys, and I'm not saying anything on anybody's quality because there's a lot of really good pressers out there. And this guy, He's just as good. Go check out Gamma Ray. He likes to go show off some of his work, and his work is pretty darn good. He's been doing some stuff for me for the last 4 months. As I've been away from YouTube, I've developed a nice relationship here with Gamma. These aren't my books, man. Where are my books, Gamma? Stop showing me all the other. Ooh, he's showing me something for sale too, $15. If you are a Lady Death fan, go ahead, hit up Gamma Ray. Oh, that is, I love the homage to 300, the most homage cover ever. And look at this. It's issue number 666. That is kind of creepy, isn't it? What else have we got? More stuff for sale from Gamma. Gamma blowing me up. He knew I was going to say, oh, Pop and Sons, one of my favorite channels. He's doing a CGC submission unboxing. You know you love them. Some of my favorite videos are CGC submissions. I have one coming up, as a matter of fact, that I need to do because they flipped an order in like 3 days, which I have highlighted here. This blew me away, folks. They received books on 10/6. They shipped them on 10/8. I have them right here. I'm going to cut a video for that. Stick around for that one because they blew me away. I think it went through some electronic process, so I wonder what kind of grades there are. I actually know what the grades are, and hey, I'm ready to share. They did pretty good, actually. Did really well. So go back to tag. Let's wrap up this segment of the show with Chili's pull list. So Chili's tags me and tags lots of people, but I love this. Love this channel or this. I don't think he's got a YouTube. I don't think he has a YouTube channel. So you just got to check him out on the Instagram. This is the Instagram tag of the day. Happy Tuesday. The comic of the day is The End Part 1 of 6. And he's asking, who's your favorite Marvel character shown on this cover? How many characters are on that cover? I love covers with tons of characters, right? God, I love covers, those types of covers. And the coffee of the day is Starbucks. Hey, I'm down with Starbucks. We drink Starbucks. And he's having the high-end Sumatra. I feel like I was dragging a bit yesterday, so hopefully this will provide the jump, which reminds me it's time for that awkward sip of coffee. Ah, man. You know what? We might as well play him. Where's he at? It is the nectar of the gods, you know.
Awkward sip of coffee time. We haven't done that in a while. Ah, it's the nectar of the gods.
I love that cut from Poke and Joe. Of course, I play it right before my prayer. So let's close out today's Instagram tag of the day with the prayer from Chili's pull list. Father God, thank you that even when I don't know what to pray, you know what's on my heart. Lord, guide me in my thoughts, words, and actions. Give me the strength and courage to be who you want me to be. Amen. And with that, we close the Instagram tag of the day. And let's get on over to today's live stream playlist. All right. So what I've done here is there's a Linktree link off my Instagrams. And we added something new to the Linktree. That's right. That's the podcast. If you want to listen to this while you're driving, you could download the podcast from Spotify, Anchor, or Google Podcasts simply by clicking the link here. Let's head on over to YouTube. And on YouTube, if you're not familiar with the homepage, go check it out. What we've got is our Patreon creator tier, which I still need to add Mr. Boswell from yesterday. Thank you. And then we've got today's community live stream, which shows I'm live. I'm live right now. And then at noon today, we've got the comic book auction claim sale. And if you remember, I think the video is still up. If you want to know what we're going to be offering today, we're going to be busting out the new system. Oh, Jack B, good times. Appreciate you. We're going to be busting out the new OBS system, and you're going to see a lot of books today in the next hour. So what else have we got here on the live stream lineup? At 3:30 p.m. Pacific, we've got the Gray Man showing off his comics. He's on box L of his Avengers 2. At 4 p.m. Pacific, we've got Whack Comics going live with Bearded Comic Bro. That's going to be fantastic. At 5:45, Two Boys and Their Pops popping around the world. These are, if you know what, I'll save my tagline for the end, but I'm telling you, today might be that day. at 6 p.m. Don't miss this one. This is fantastic. Let's give it a thumbs up now. Head on over to No Good Comics because him and John from John's Comics with Kids, yesterday's guest host, and my confirmed guest host for every other Monday, John from John's Comics with Kids. That's right. You heard it here first. He does a show where they go over X-Men Omnis, and man, it's fantastic. There is a link in the live stream playlist. Make sure you don't miss that one. Okay, next up, we've got, let me index over. We've got more. Creamer in Cash. Here's an auction, 6:05 p.m. Pacific. Man, my man Matt at Mr. Comics 89, currently sitting at, where's he at? Come on, show me. 594 subscribers. My man Matt is 6 subscribers away from hitting his next milestone of 600. This guy puts out a lot of good content. He's a Spider-Man collector, a Superman collector, and just an all-around good guy. So go check him out. There's a link in the live stream playlist. What else we got? Ooh, JP's Budget Collecting tonight at 7:15 is doing Gotham City Chronicles. That's going to be fun. To give a thumbs up to that one. Man, No Good he's busy today. And is JP in here? No. We got Comic Books NYC with JP's Budget Collecting and No Good Comics. So No Good's going back to back tonight. He is a very busy man. So go ahead and check out JP's Budget Collecting. Great channel over there. And then I'll be updating this. There's some stuff for tomorrow. We got my Friday. And then Saturday, it looks like there's a big auction over at Gem Mint Collectibles. I've already dropped that into the playlist. This playlist is updated all day long. So come on back and check it out. That is it. Let's go to the next segment. Hey, I'm JB. And now we are on, what segment are we on? Why is it so dark over here? We are on, let's reset this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go see if there's anybody hanging out with us in the chat today. Whew, man, that was a good show. All right, good show. Thanks for hanging out with us. We still got 22 people. Phil Alien just popped in. How you doing? My man, you know what? If they're loaded, I'm playing them. Welcome to the show, God Owner of 36 Chambers Tattoo Studio. Welcome to the show, God
Fira.
There you go. Wait a minute. I haven't done this one in a while either. We'll throw this one up. Welcome to the show, my man, Two Gun Pedro. Where's it at? Pew pew. Two Gun Pedro. All right, who else we have hanging out with us? You know what? Also, tell us where you're from. Go ahead and tell us where you're from so I can see who's represented today. The Art Chemist is here. Phil Alien says, give something away, man. Spin the wheel. The Geek Aficionado. You know, do I have your real one? I think I have your real one, Jimmy. I think Jimmy's got a real one now. I used to have a fake one where I would talk over a guy. I think mine's actually better, maybe. No. I wouldn't do that to you, Jimmy. The Geek Aficionado. All right. So Perry Comics says he's from Florida. Robb Boswell says he's from my mama. My mama? Come on, man. J Hood Creative is from Notre Dame, Indiana. And J Hood Creative is this Friday's guest host for Nerd News. So make sure you tune in for Friday's show. It's going to be fantastic. And who else we got here? Mark the Cuddy Start says Perth, Western Australia. How you feeling about that? The Art Chemist is hanging out from Brooklyn, New York. Phil Alien's from Pennsylvania. Air Spider is from Medical Massachusetts. Medical MJ Massachusetts. Ooh, Coach Vic. Where's my man Coach Vic at? Home of the Fighting Irish. Yes, he is. Two Gun Pedro is from Southern California. Man, I just spent a week in Palm Springs. Wow. Now I see why people retire down there, man. The weather was fantastic. It was so relaxing. Good stuff down there in Southern California. Carrollton, Kentucky. fine. Robb Boswell, Patreon supporter, big supporter of the channel, says, fine. I'll tell you where I'm from. North of Chicago. Do I have a Rob? I should have a Rob, right? I mean, big supporter. There he is. Oh, Robb Boswell, thanks for stopping in. I do appreciate you. Home of the losing Lions, says Jack B. Michigan. He's from That's fantastic. All right, folks. That's it for today's show. I could go on for another hour here doing this. Thanks for tuning in today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And again, if you have not already, please do consider hitting that thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell so you don't miss the next time I go live. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm going to play the end credit, and I will see you or talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget to check the description below for our new Linktree link. From there, you can get to our Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all of our items listed on TeeSpring, 29 so far, and all the items listed on Shortboxed. That's right. I've got over 40 slabs listed on Shortbox. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. As always, don't forget, we had a good time. Peace.